Hi, Geminis, and welcome to your August 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. I hope you're all doing really well. I will be doing intuitive messages followed by a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading linked below on Patreon. So let's dive into it. So August, it's a very hot energy, okay? There's a lot of heat, there's a lot of heat wave, there is a big drought where I'm filming from, and I feel for you, you could be experiencing this in a symbolic way as well. You could see that some of the things that you've been receiving very cyclically might no longer be coming, so you could have a change in employment, or you could have a change in also just feelings as well. Like, I used to feel this way about that person, or I used to feel this way about this work, and now those feelings are just not coming. It's almost like a drought of feelings, and you have to maybe keep an eye on apathy or any kind of major detachment here as well. You only have one major arcana this month in your reading, and it's the moon reversed. So you are, yes, having that change in feeling, and also you're not willing to romanticize things to yourself. So I feel that Geminis aren't willing to look through rose-colored glasses right now. Like, you're really cutting through illusion, and you're really getting real with the situations in your life. Also, if you have any unfairness, okay, Five of Swords reversed, the Six of Pentacles, you will see that here, okay? And if you don't have any unfairness, you will see that too. It's a very wonderful time for clarity relating to, okay, this job, this contract, this relationship is or is not fair to me. Also, I feel that there is going to be a big call for you, Gemini, to prepare for the oncoming year. Okay, so 2023. I feel, in fact, that many Geminis are already connecting to the 2023 year cycle. And you might want to already get an idea of how you kind of wrap things up and tie a nice bow onto what you're doing now, so that you don't have any encumbrance as you move into 2023. Also, keep a close watch on what doesn't feel right anymore. Okay, I used to love doing this job. I don't love it so much anymore. Think about replacements. Think about what you could do instead. One of the great things about the month of August for all the signs is that there are easier ways to do things now. Okay, there's help. Okay, you might have helpers. You might have just a new system or an entire system overhaul that comes now or in the next few months that makes it all 10 times easier, and it might even be more profitable, or it might be more rewarding than it used to be with this new innovation. I talked about this in the comprehensive astrology video for this month, where there's an innovation coming through, like maybe a new technology or a new structure that helps you to like cut your work in half. At the same time, for some people, things can go obsolete because of this innovation. So it depends on what side of it you're on. But if you have something going obsolete, like a relationship just ending or a job that you no longer are really needed for, okay, what a gift from the universe to have time to regroup. Things will come into order, you know, whether it's unemployment, whether it's whatever makes it come into order, things will come into order for you to regroup and resettle things now. I love seeing this King of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Three of Wands, and Eight of Pentacles energy coming up in your reading, because there's this feeling of not worrying and trusting, even if things are obsolete or even if things are ended here. So Gemini is no longer upset about people not following through or about like people not being there. It's literally like, okay, I'm going to check that box off. That person wasn't there for me, or that situation didn't pan out. And now I refocus and I move a different direction. And there's this really empowering life force essence that you project when you don't allow for acts of God to really encumber you that much, especially with little things, you know, especially with things that aren't life or death issues. Okay, it's a little bit different when we're talking life or death issues, but with the small things of life, you know, try to let the sort of volatile way that things move, as we do have a Uranus-Mars North Node conjunction in your 12th house this month, at the beginning of the month, mindset really shifting, changes also in the subconscious mind. It would be maybe a good time to, I'm not going to say a good time for psychology, because it could also be a volatile time for any type of psychological study too, but there's probably just a change in the way that you are thinking on the subconscious level. So that might lead to you having new wants or new desires consciously too. Let's talk about your week-to-week Geminis. In the first week, you have the Six of Pentacles rooted down by the Three of Wands. So you are liberating yourself from harsh obligations. Above the surface, you might have a lot of contracts that you're working on. You could be like selling a house. You could be partaking in some type of transaction in the first week of August. Maybe it requires a lot of paperwork and a lot of review. This is going to free you up so much, though, regardless of what direction it falls or what way it happens, whether you go through with it or whether you don't, whatever this transaction is. It's going to change your life, I think, and it's going to help you to have a larger span of view or larger span of vision, because the Three of Wands is about like not just looking down. Okay, it's about really seeing the entire horizon in front of you and taking that into account. So it's good to like get off the phone here or to get off the technology, because I find there's nothing that blocks the Three of Wands energy, which is such a beautiful, wonderful part of the human experience, Three of Wands archetype. Nothing blocks it like an addiction to your screen. Okay, always looking down at that phone, or always like watching your feet as you walk. You know, this is something that is very Six of Pentacles, actually, you know, on the lower end of it, like being down a notch, being, you know, not opening your chest up and seeing the world in front of you. We need to really be seeing the world in front of us, and we need to have an idea of the long-term trajectory, meaning, and obligation for quite a ways forward by the first week of August in order to really reap the benefits of the path we're on right now. We don't need to be looking down at the screen all the time. Week number 2, you have the moon reversed, rooted down by the Queen of Wands. So you're cutting through the BS, okay? There's no room for rose-colored glasses. You know, maybe you can't be in a place that you hate and just play video games to make it feel okay, okay? Maybe we have to change where we are if we don't like it. And there's a flare, I feel, coming through for you about these types of changes and these types of cutting through mechanisms where you're like, okay, I don't accept this, or I am unwilling to kind of suspend disbelief that this situation is okay, or that it isn't. That's a hard one when we're telling ourselves that a perfectly good situation is terrible because of some type of psychological pattern. That's also, it can go either way, you know, any type of disbelief suspension. That is no longer happening to you in the second week, and there's a great victory for you to have with the Queen of Wands as you see the truth. So that makes you significant within your own story when you're aware of the truth, and it makes you really vibrate at a much higher level when you're not in a false reality. Okay, so it's really good to get true and honest with ourselves in the second week of August. Week number 3, you have the Nine of Cups rooted down by the Five of Swords reversed. Actually kind of a similar dynamic as the second week, except you no longer feel as if you have to like really do it all yourself. Okay, so Five of Swords reversed to me is someone who realizes that they don't have to cut corners. They don't have to, you know, tamper, or it doesn't even have to be anything low vibe like that. It can also be like, okay, I don't have to be in control of everything. I don't have to witness every single thing. Like I can actually kind of withdraw from some of that. And there's this kind of like confident place I feel that you come to with Nine of Cups where you're like, I know things are going to resolve on my behalf in a positive way. I know that the universe has my back. There can also be smugness. I mean, honestly, if we have Nine of Cups and the Five of Swords together, this can be actually very egotistical and smug. I'm not saying that that's you, Gemini, but also keep an eye out for that if it's coming around you. You know, like people who enjoy to be the gatekeeper, or who take pride in giving people access to things and other people, you know, blocking access to things. You could have some like smug gatekeeper people coming into your life. But also, I think that they are maybe favorable to you. So they are like, you're not really having any problems because of them, but they might still be like not the best people. So keep an eye on that as well, where it's like people who are bad people, but you don't get any problems from them. So like, you know that they're shady, or you know that they're egomaniacs, but like they like you, okay? And you're not on the negative receiving end of that. That seems to me very prevalent right now for you. Week number 4, King of Pentacles, rooted down by the 8 of Pentacles. A new job or a new business, some type of new labor of love that really starts to evolve your material situation. Beautiful. I love that combination, because it's like you have to maybe work hard, but you enjoy it. And it's kind of like a fulfillment that you can get at a material level based on what happens in the 4th week. So it's a lot of like understanding horizons, working with gatekeepers to higher stratospheres of society, and kind of knowing who they are and not maybe feeling super connected to that. But as you move or as you elevate, you have a major material evolution, and you have a much higher stature. So there is an elevation for you this month, I believe. But let's talk more about that in your extended reading, Gemini. I will get a central theme, 2 supporting themes, and an overarching significator card from the Rose Oracle, as I want to mix it up this month, as this Taurus stellium has us all questioning how we're growing. So let's look into that. It'll be linked below and in the center of your screen. Much love, Geminis. Let's do the extended. Bye.